Back in 2022, DIY Perks created the first PS5 Slim. After a really long, painstaking process of trial and error, he was finally able to trim the PS5 down to 60% of its original size. Granted, he did it with a lot of external cooling and power supply, but it was way more ambitious. And we all know who could use that ambition right now. 2023 rolls around and Sony introduces PS5 Slim. Is it really that slim? Well, no. At least not drastically. I was expecting them to do a lot more with it, but that didn't happen, sadly. It's coming out in November and here are the changes. In terms of design, it's basically the same as the original PS5, although that sleek line running on the case does look really good and spice up the otherwise familiar design. According to Sony, the PS5 Slim will be 30% smaller and 18 to 24% lighter. Comparing the original PS5 with the PS5 Slim, we can see that the PS5 Slim has a slightly sleeker profile. Also, one bummer is that you have to buy a separate stand for vertical orientation, which will be $30 US. Oh Sony, you greedy little goose. There's also an add-on Ultra HD Blu-ray disc module for the digital version this time, which is quite nice. The plates on the PS5 Slim will be half matte and half plastic with a glossy texture. Moving on to the specs, it comes with 1TB storage for PS5 and PS5 digital. The original model came with 825GB, a much needed upgrade, but it's barely an upgrade. And the I/O has also expanded with 2 USB-C ports at the front and 2 USB-A ports at the back. According to Sony, the performance of the original PlayStation 5 will be same as the PS5 Slim. And that's pretty much it. It's barely anything, to be honest. And I think that might be on purpose. Remember, it's not the PS5 Pro, which we don't know for sure if it'll ever come out. Even if it did, I don't think they're gonna do that much with the specs. Maybe a refreshed 2TB version, some slight adjustments and improvements, and that's it. The price is the same as the original one, $499 for the PS5 and $450 for the digital version, which is $50 more than the original PS5 digital version. The pricing could have been a little better, but the increased storage size and sleeker profile kind of justify it, in Sony's eyes at least. I've seen a lot of comments saying that charging us 2020 price is a ripoff given that late 2020 component prices were skyrocketing. Makes sense, and as someone who's paid over 3 Australian grand for RTX 3080 Ti in 2021, I agree with that sentiment. However, I think Sony disagrees. According to them, they were selling it at a loss back then, and they only started making profit on it a couple of years later, apparently. I've seen tons of retailers slashing the prices for the OG PS5 to clear their inventory. If you haven't purchased a PS5 and you're looking to get one, this is the right time. Get the older model or even a used good condition on online marketplace. For the average consumer, I don't think upgrading to the PS5 Slim is a good idea. I'm curious as to how well will it be received. We'll have to wait until November and see. With that being said, this is Roguehead. I hope you guys enjoyed this perspective. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys later.